Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Harith bin Khairul Anwar with metric number 1816349, and right now I will be presenting man in the middle attack. So what is man in the middle attack? Man in the middle attack is an attack where the perpetrator sits in the connection between the user and the host. The perpetrator can either passively listening to the connections or intercepting the connections depending on their aim. Usually their goal is first to steal information such as login credentials or personal information, spying on user, and sabotage communications. So how the man in the middle attack works? The man in the middle attack works by the perpetrator intercepts the connections between the two parties, between the user and the server. So the perpetrator intercepts the connections by interfering legitimate networks or creating fake networks that is controlled by the perpetrators. When they launch the attack, the perpetrators either tampering or observing the traffic. The compromised traffic can be stripped of their encryption in order to steal information, or the traffic can be changed or rerouted to the perpetrator's destination of choice. This is the example of man in the middle attack, which is SSL stripping. First, the user will request a HTTPS website to the server. When the attacker has intercepted the connection between the user and the server, the attacker will get the HTTPS request by the user first. The attacker then forwards the HTTPS request to the server. The server then respond back by giving the HTTPS URL to the attacker. The attacker then downgrades the HTTPS URL to HTTP, then forward the URL to the user. So anything that the user send in the HTTP connection, such as login credentials or bank information, can be seen in plain text because it is in HTTP connection and not HTTPS. This is the second example of man in the middle attack, which is Evil Twin. So in this attack, the attacker will make a fraud wireless access point that mimics a legitimate wireless access point. So for example, a coffee shop has a wireless access point that has an SSID of free Wi-Fi. So the attacker will make a fraud wireless access point that mimics the SSID of the coffee shop, which is free Wi-Fi. Then the user may connect to the fraud wireless access point, thinking that the fraud wireless access point is a legitimate wireless access point. So once the user has connected to the fraud wireless access point, the attacker can eavesdrop or steal the user's information. The last part of this presentation is the mitigation strategies recommendation for man in the middle attack. So the first recommendation is to not using public Wi-Fi when making a transaction that involves sensitive data. This is to avoid sensitive data to get stolen by attackers. Second is to use VPN when browsing the internet. When you use VPN to browse internet, the network is encrypted, so your online transaction is secure and anonymous. The third recommendation is website owner needs to employ TSL or SSL in their websites. When website owner employs TSL or SSL in their websites, the data that is sent or received on the website is encrypted, so that the attacker cannot read the data in plain text. So the conclusion is mitigation strategies is important to avoid being a victim of man in the middle attack. So if we can avoid being a victim of man in the middle attack, our valuable informations such as login credentials and banking details will be safe. That's all from me. Thank you.